I think he's able to press him pretty hard.
And we go full course yellow. Boy, now it's going to be close.
Well, this is what everybody, it'll be close on the time, but this is what they all want because of their fuel. This is going to put everybody into a really good window for fuel. In other words, they ought to be able to go to the end.
And bring the whole front of the field right together. They were ready to go to the end anyway. So this is going to tighten up the order, and Jacques Villeneuve will lose a 2-second advantage that he maintained. We'll be back. Back live, Miami, Florida, IndyCars under a full course yellow. And just before this yellow came out, IndyCar Race Control and Chief Steward Wally Dallenbach said we're going to run the 90-lap distance. Now we'll let you know if there is any change to that, because if the yellow would go another minute or so longer, it would put that 2-hour time limit in jeopardy. Brian Herta's car being removed from the barriers, looking for damage now that might prevent him from continuing on, and I see nothing obvious.
Paul, isn't that amazing? We expected to see the front end of that car wadded up a little bit. Look at the wings. They still look good also. Shows you how good those tire barriers work.
Okay, Brian, we're going to push you.
We are headed for a very, very close finish.
I just can't believe that you get into the tires that much and come out with a car looking that clean.
Jacques Villeneuve had offers to go into Formula One this year. He decided to stick with Indy cars, get more experience. As I said, he's only 23 years old. He won one race last year toward the end of the season in his rookie year. He is a prodigy, and it's interesting to see whether he'll be able to hang on and win the opening race this year.
Well, there's the leader. Second place, third place, fourth Scott Pruitt, Robbie Gordon. As Jim Swintoll, the starter, has the green flag in his hand. Race Control has said it will be a 90-lap race. Forget any time.
Look at how many drivers are out of the race.
Look at some of the names. Andretti, Johansson, Fittipaldi, Tracy. Let's go to Jack Arute.
Well, Paul, this long yellow has enabled Bobby Rahal to cool his tires. He was reporting to his crew that he couldn't pass because he had a severe push going into several of the turns. He radioed back in, though. He's happy that it is going the 90-lap distance. When they drop the green, look for him to try one more time to take a stab at second-place Gugelmin. We'll have to wait and see if he's got it.
Villeneuve stabs the throttle. Green flag comes out. Again, he is able to get a bit of advantage, though not as much as he did last time on the restart on Gugelmin. Rahal and Gugelmin stay right there, glued to the back end with 8 laps to go.
And Jack, of course, I think we won't see any stupid moves from Bobby Rahal. 3-time champion, knows how to put these championships together, often a second or a third, particularly if you think you're racing men who may not be as much of a threat over the whole year as others.
We stay with you right to the checkered flag now. Action to the end of this race, 83 laps gone. A wily veteran in third place there, the professorial Bobby Rahal, back with Mercedes power. Carries him in third place. Can he get it to the front?
Normally speaking, they're going to have to do the passing now pretty quick while their tires are cold.
Robbie Gordon's car, and all the way over and through the barriers.
This is a big one, obviously.
Now, he's moving. I assume he's okay. Be careful with that assumption.
Whoa. He crashed a car earlier over the weekend.
Wedged right in.
This was his backup car.
I may have said over the barrier. And
into the barrier and under the tires there.
IndyCar safety team in there.
I think it's going to be pretty good. I don't think it's going to be as bad as it looked in the beginning, Paul, because those tires have just done miracles so far. Look at all the safety guys working over him. He's moving his head. Tires might have beat him up pretty good, but I'll bet he's all right.
Race is continuing under green. This is being covered by a local yellow. Robbie Gordon out of the car to the applause of the fans here.
Always good to see that. But he was strapped with the tires. They had him tied inside the car.
Boy, what a race he's driven, too. The sticking throttle through the entire day. Maybe that's what put him off here. Here's the replay of the situation.
Here's a driver
launching down a straightaway here. Going fast. Loose. You can see the rear end jumping around his car. Whoa! Now, that one I can't answer. Why it jumped out did not show on the cameras, and by golly, I couldn't figure that one out.
Boy,
Bob.
Bobby veered to the left there.
He didn't seem to correct the steering to indicate that he knew something was wrong either, Sam.
Again, yellow only in that area of the race course. We're racing the rest of the way around. Here's the incident again involving Robbie Gordon.
He got loose there. The rear end came around. You can see that. Looks like he's okay here. Just a slight turn to the right. No big deal. And look at the car. Just goes straight. He locked up the tires just at the last minute. But we still didn't see any indication what went wrong unless, like, for example, a tire went down really quick on
Well,
it.
you're quicker than I didn't even notice the lockup. I'll tell you what, though, take a look at that car, that condition, that situation, and stop and think how safe they are. I mean, they're so well built.
Oh, think how hard that is on his heart, though, to just to go directly at that kind of speed into the tires. It's really, you just don't know how hard you're going to hit.
A little over 4 laps to go. Jacques Villeneuve looking for his second IndyCar victory, but the decision not yet made. Rahal, Pruitt, Gugelmin, Christian Fittipaldi, they all want to have something to say about it, and they are in a position to do so.
Look
the
how all
track
the-
is also getting very slick.
Yeah, Paul, that's what I was going to mention. Look how the cars are twitching and jumping around. The tires are kind of wearing out. The track is really slippery at the end of the race. It's what we always expect, the hardest time of the day to pass right now.
And
Yep.
Rahal there in the black and yellow car coming under pressure now from Pruitt in the red car with Firestone. So a Goodyear car there being pursued hot and heavy by a Firestone car.
Villeneuve is 1.1 seconds ahead. An eternity on a race course of this style in these closing laps.
And able to pull away now for the second or third time.
Well, the yellow, of course, helped him by pulling all the back markers into the back of the field, so he knows it's clear sailing to the checker.
Exactly.
Pruitt and Rahal.
Rahal holding
20
down
car.
third. What a terrific thing. Were Pruitt to pass him and get a podium finish for Firestone on their first try back into IndyCar racing. That could happen.
I don't remember, Sam and Paul, ever seeing Pruitt, or at least my memory doesn't serve, that he's ever driven such a good, consistent, and hard race. New team, Firestone tires, a driver that's basically been off for a year just testing. I think he's really done good.
I don't think Scott Pruitt has ever in the IndyCar has been given the opportunity he deserved. I think you're going to see a lot out of it.
I was going to say such a great IndyCar race, Bobby, because in fact, of course, he's the current Trans Am champion. And he's a master of that kind of car, and we've also seen him do brilliant things in IROC cars. I think he's just never had the fair opportunity in Indy cars.
I think you're right, Sam.
Rahal, you see the serial scoring up through the race, started 11, now runs third.
It's hard to make a pass here. I mean, we've seen
Well,
passes.
it's all waiting for somebody to make a mistake. That's
Yeah.
really what it's all about. Like Pruitt would like to push Rahal hard enough to make him make a mistake. And that's exactly what Rahal's trying to do, the man right in front of him there.
3 laps to go. We'll go the distance here.
Rahal, 3 times national champion, battling men who don't have anything like his credentials.
Fuel should not be a problem for any of these cars. They all should all have enough.
There's the leader. There's the interval. Rahal on Goodyear, Pruitt on Firestone. I remember when you and your brother raced, Bobby, for one for Goodyear, one for Firestone, and you cut one of the tire jackets in half and made a good stone a
In a
fire year.
That's right. That's what my parents used to wear.
Villeneuve, of course, the youngest driver in the race.
First time carrying 27.
The coming in of Firestone to this race is certainly going to make IndyCar racing better.
At number 27, of course, his father made so very famous. Boy, I'll tell you what, that's not much of an interval at all. I know he's commanding it right now, but all it would take is just a little twitch.
Just a little slip. In other words, he wouldn't even have to do very much. He'd get past right now. So he's being very careful. That's one of the reasons why he isn't pulling away very much at all, is because he's being very careful. You know, winning is really the only important thing.
I think this race is going to be remembered for the terrific return to racing by Firestone, by the terrific performance of Jacques Villeneuve, and never forget that Pac West, in the form of Mauricio Gugelmin in second place, has suddenly entered the ranks of the top team. So a lot of new things have happened in this race that are significant, are going to give shape to the way the season develops.
So working the final lap now. Jacques Villeneuve may in fact have his second IndyCar race wrapped up. Second place may still be in doubt as Guzman is still being attacked by Bobby Rahal. There's Pruitt running under in fourth place. Christian Fittipaldi is going to come home with a fifth if he stays where he is. Boycel is sixth, Danner is seventh, Vassar is eighth, ninth is Danny Sullivan, and Brian Herta is 10th right now. None of those positions in contest as we watch the leader.
At that early age, it could be his second IndyCar win.
Boy, is this a future champion of IndyCar? Look how smooth. He knows there's a checkered flag waiting for him, and there it is. The first race of the IndyCar season is done. They celebrate. In Jacques Villeneuve's pits, he has taken his second IndyCar victory. Guzman comes across the line in second, followed by Rahal, followed by Scott Pruitt, then Christian Fittipaldi in fifth. In sixth place, Raoul Boycel, then Christian Danner up to seventh, Jimmy Vassar in eighth, ninth, Danny Sullivan, Brian Herta finished in 10th. Al Unser Jr. could only manage a 15th place out of the points. But congratulations to the winner here. As Toyota presents the Grand Prix of Miami, they'll be presenting Jacques Villeneuve with a rather large check as the winner here today. We'll be back to talk with him. Right after this, you're going to see a very happy young man, winner of the first race of this IndyCar season.
Congratulations. First victory of the 1995 season belongs to you.
Sorry, say that again?
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. I'd like to thank the guys big times because we won the race in the pit stops and they did tremendous pits. During the whole weekend, we lost about 1 hour of track time because of engine problems, so we weren't sure how the car would feel in the race, but it felt great.
A lot of people were a little bit concerned when the announcement came that Forsyth Green was going to split up, but it doesn't seem as if your part of the operation has missed a beat.
Well, you know, all the key elements stayed in place. There's only a few guys that went away, so the chemistry was still there, the important guys were still there, and it's still a great team.
When you come to victory lane like this, do thoughts go back to your father?
Actually, no, not yet, not really, because I was thinking about all the guys and Players Limited, who's behind me, who's trusting me, and everybody works hard, and it's great that we can finish a weekend on a high note like that.
Well, it's great to see you in victory lane and number 27 as well. Let's check in with Paul Page.
Well, Mauricio Guzman finished in second. Congratulations to Jack. The second place finish by Guzman, that's his best finish of his career. Christian Danner finished in seventh, the best of his IndyCar career. And Christian Fittipaldi, in his first start, finishes in fifth place. So, as we suggested at the starting here, we're seeing new faces, we're seeing new equipment, we're seeing new tires, and it sure is changing things. And I think we have an idea here of what racing is going to provide this year. So